Here with me today is Mrs. Gavlik, the advanced science teacher for the 8th grade at Shenendehowa Middle School. So, Mrs. Gavlik, how do you feel about alternative energy?
I feel that humans have to start using alternative energy if we're going to continue using as much electricity that we use currently. It's calculated that fossil fuels are going to run out very soon. We know that we have a limited supply of fossil fuels, so we really need to start using alternative energies. For the most part, they're cleaner. As far as pollutants in the air, then you have to take into account nuclear fuel and the byproducts of that, but overall, I think alternative energies are definitely a smarter choice.
Okay, so do you think that alternative energy is a way to stop global warming, and that global warming is really an issue that humans have started?
Well, traditionally you have to remember that global warming happens on Earth whether humans are here or not. It's what allows us to survive. That if we didn't have the atmosphere that we have that traps the heat, we would be a pretty cold planet. So global warming itself, is not caused by humans. The extent to which the Earth is warming currently, I do believe, is caused by humans. I believe that we have put enough carbon dioxide, which is one of the greenhouse gases, and we're continuing to put enough carbon dioxide into the atmosphere that, yes, we are accelerating the process of global warming. As far as alternative fuels and will it stop global warming, I think that's going to depend on how good our alternative fuels are. We don't have the processes or the technology yet to make it that much more efficient than fossil fuels. So definitely technology is going to have to come up with the thought processes, catch up with the thought processes.
So do you think that this alternative energy problem is something that we should leave up to the government to initiate, or do you think that all Americans should just go out now and buy solar panels or do something themselves?
I think it has to be a little bit of both. I think that the government has to start giving incentives for large companies, school districts, government facilities to start using alternative fuels, but I think that people just have to kind of jump in there and start using it as well. I mean, a car is successful if people buy it, and the price on the cars go down if the people buy it. And so it's definitely part of supply and demand. If more people start demanding it, the price will probably go up for a little bit, but it'll show the government that we're serious about it, that it's what we want, and when everybody starts buying DVDs, eventually over time the price goes down. So I think that humans, we have to, or Americans especially, we need to be a little bit more proactive about changing our lifestyles, but I think that the government also needs to step in and give a helping hand to those that can't afford these somewhat expensive technologies at this point.
Okay, so I'd like to ask a question about alternative energy in cars too. A lot of the alternative energy sources we have now are for electricity in our homes, such as nuclear power, solar power, and wind power, and those kind of things. And so do you think that it's possible that these car companies and these gas companies can convert for a little while and can handle the fact if Americans switch over to a different source of energy for their cars instead of gas?
Well, I think this kind of goes back to my statement about technology has to catch up to to what we want and what we think we can do. Because right now, hydrogen fuel cells aren't exactly the most marketable. Even things like the Prius. A lot of people don't realize that the Prius and other hybrid cars, those batteries and those engines last for, I think the last I heard was about 9 years. And so as much as that kind of alternative fuel energy in cars is a great idea, there are the downsides to it, because where are we going to put those batteries? Where are we going to dispose of them? So this is where technology has to catch up. I think that, depending upon what you hear and what you believe, that the car companies can do a lot better as far as fuel mileage, even just using fossil fuels. And I think that combined with a lot of technology research in alternative fuels needs to be the way car companies go. As far as it being the cure-all, I'm not sure yet.
So, our last question. What do you do, if anything, to help the society and global warming by using alternative energies or whatever?
Unfortunately, I personally don't do a lot yet. My husband and I do participate in the program that you give a little bit extra to your electric company, and that money is specifically set aside to invest in alternative fuels like wind power and water power, hydroelectric. That's about as much as I can do. We haven't put solar panels up on our house yet, except we would really like to. We purposely bought a house that was south-facing so that we could get the maximum amount. It's going to mean cutting down some trees though to do so, and of course that's not a good thing either. So, but it doesn't even have to get to the point of buying solar panels or putting a wind turbine in your backyard. Turn the lights off when you leave the room. Shut the computer down or put it in standby mode when you're not using the computer. Don't leave the TV on if you're not watching it. Simple stuff like that. You can buy monitors that you can plug into all your appliances and see how much electricity they're drawing. You can unplug necessary things when you're not using them. Put everything on power strips, turn them off when you're not using them so your house isn't drawing extra electricity. I mean, there's just even little things that you can do to save a lot of energy. We just all have to make the effort to do it.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you.